Here we go! Let's fight! So, what's going to happen is you're going to start at one of these stations and we'll organize it for you. Go! Push! Get in there. Push it up and hit start again. 3. When you train the right way, smart, right? When you train smart and hard, but take a less is more approach, now you start to feel why this rest is paramount. You know, the gist has given them a taste of an organized training system. So taking everything that they've probably done in some capacity somewhere else, but organizing it in a way that it's more easily digestible and packaged, and they can see the structure of it and the overall plan. So that's one thing I want you guys to see why you're here is the big picture, and that's why we try to take care of the nutrition, the recovery, and all of that in-house, because then we control that and take that out of your hands. You don't have to worry about it as much. I mean, they work technique all day, whether it's wrestling, jiu-jitsu, striking, what have you. We do the same thing, right? Their striking and wrestling technique is our sets and reps and power output.
They know how to train elite athletes here, and it's not to say that our athletes aren't up to par. Many of our athletes are training the proper ways, but we want to give our athletes the absolute roadmap to how to maximize your career in the octagon and give you the keys to extend that window so that you may be able to fight a little bit longer than originally projected.
I've never been a huge strength and conditioning guy. I tried to do a little bit to base and get some structure before I get into my camps. It's definitely, it's intense.
Go, baby, go, push, fast.
I like it, it's awesome. It's building that core and stability and just structure.
So each and every day, there's more and more and more. And on day 3, I'm just, from head to toe, my body's sore. But I feel the gains.
Well, like my strength and conditioning dropped off exponentially as soon as I started training at Rufus Sport, because I've been going, 5-6 days a week, twice a day, hard on all the 3 disciplines: jiu-jitsu, wrestling, and striking. So to get back into lifting weights and running sprints and doing more of the stuff I was normally accustomed to, it's been pretty cool. But this place is awesome. It's difficult, it's fun at the same time.
You reach out to the NFL, you reach out to key players in the NHL and the NBA, they rave about this facility. They feel like this is an athlete-driven facility. From the start of your career to the end, they know how to prepare you, and they're here for you when you get injured. Injuries are a very, very real part of sports, and these guys know how to deal with it.
So there's always sports that have kind of gone up the chain. Baseball is just taking hold, and you're starting to see those improvements and everything. So really surprised at the youth of UFC coming in so early. Usually I would have maybe told you in a decade they'll seek the solution, because look at boxing.
A lot of the old way of thinking, MMA way of thinking and training, it's antiquated, and it reflects in injuries and everything else like that. I mean, take nothing away from the fact that training for a UFC fight is probably harder than the fight itself, but there's also a huge component as far as just training is concerned. Like, how are you training smart? How are you training when your body's not getting broken down and you're pushing yourself to the limits, but at the same time, you're doing it in a smart way where you get the best out of your body. And I think this is something that Exos can teach.
Everybody falls in love with sport specificity. The key with these guys is not the specificity. They get that when they're training. It's getting everything that they don't work on outside of the octagon and raising the resilience level through intelligent training and challenging the muscles supporting the movement. I've looked at these sports for a long time and thought, man, like, what could they do if they just had sound, planned, regimented training? You see all the circuits and people hitting heavy bags with baseball bats and saying they're working core strength and all this fancy hoopla, and you're really like, if they only knew